Death Club.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Just Danny today, and I'm talking to you about Anime Los Angeles 2024. So right off the bat, huge shout out as always to ALA for providing us with a press badge for the events. Super appreciative. And let's dive right into it, man. ALA is one of those cons I always look forward to. It's probably my favorite SoCal convention. Out of all the ones we've done over the years, this one never disappoints. And that's why when I only went for one day last year, I super regretted it immediately. I was like, man, I should have just stayed the whole weekend. You know, why did I only go one day? But for sure, I was thinking this year, for 2024, gonna be there the whole time. So since the pandemic ended, the convention has moved from Ontario to Long Beach. I was a little iffy on it. It's like, oh man, I love the Ontario Convention Center. You have the Radisson across the street, which is where all the other stuff happens. I didn't really get to experience the whole thing last year for that one day, but this year got to walk around the convention in Long Beach, check out what's going on, what is the new vibes for ALA here. I'll miss Ontario, but they definitely made the right decision in having the convention in Long Beach because it fits ALA perfectly. If you guys don't know ALA, it is considered the party con, which is kind of funny because it's the start of the year and you're going off hard. Back in Ontario, for an example, the Radisson used to be called the Ratchetson among the community because that's where all the parties are at. All the room parties, you go through the lobby, it's just flooded with people having a great time. That's mainly the part I was going to miss when going to Long Beach. But then, boom, we go over here. There's this thing called Fountain Con. It's like nothing changed, but everything got better. I got there late on day 0, so really don't have much to say. The convention was already closed. I had to pick up my badge the next day. But it's also just super nice to get there a day early, hung out with a friend and his friends, and just be like, okay, this is a nice little start to get to the con. And then boom, day 1 happens, finally exploring it. Long Beach Convention Center, impressive. Huge venue. There's the 2 main floors, and then you have to go downstairs to where the dealer hall is. And then from there, on the other end of the dealer's hall, you can cut to the seaside rooms. That's where like the food trucks are going to be at. Another entrance is there. And then there's like this whole other smaller half of the con in the second building. And that's another good thing about this convention is that there's so many entrances compared to the one on Ontario. I only remember maybe 2 or 3. You know, sometimes those lines would get long. But here we have like 2 main entrances, there's a side entrance, there's the other building entrance if you really have to walk over there, or if you're closer over there. So there's at least 4 off the top of my head at Long Beach, and that is great. And another huge thing they did this year was they upgraded the metal detectors. So there's 2 of them now. You walk through the first one, and my friends were saying it was like a smart metal detector. And I guess it just tries to see what you have. Like if you have something in a large quantity of like something metallic or something, it'll go off and then you have to get in line. They'll check your bag and then you just go through the metal detector. But if you don't have anything and it doesn't go off, then they're like, okay, you're good. Boom, you get to walk straight into the con, then you check your badge and then you're in. It's like, wow, that is awesome. But regardless, if you have a bag, they have to check it still, kind of thing. But yeah, super smooth. You know, you could definitely tell the difference in the lines, because we were at a couple meetups in one area where it had an entrance, but it was a smaller one, so they didn't have the smart detector set up, and there was only, I think, 2 security guards there, so the line was super long, and it's like, well, we could either wait here, or, I mean, we could just go upstairs right here, you know, go around the corner, boom, the main entrance is right there, and we'll just get in, no problem. Dealer hall, good as always. A couple big hitters weren't there, you know, always sad to see them not return. But, you know, Artist Alley was great. They had a bunch of stuff going on. Gamer Subs was like the highlight. You know, they've really been blowing up. And me and my friends went over there, and they have, you know, a bunch of decals for like their waifus as well as like people they collaborate with. And they did the smart thing of putting them in like trading card packs, basically. So where there's like 5 per pack. and there's at least one holo kind of thing. And they have like different tiers. They had like season 2 and 3 of the waifus, and they had the collab one. And then they do a thing like, oh yeah, we'll give you some if you buy some merch kind of thing. And so we went in, we got the shaker, you get a flavor, and then they gave you 3 packs. And then so we all got those, and it's like, hey, we're gonna gacha max right now. Open up these packs, bam, look at all this crazy stuff, and we're just trading cards, or trading waifu stickers. And then for day 2, we did our cosplay squad, finally, all of us together in at least the same universe. We all did a One Piece cosplay. There was only 3 people that weren't part of our group specifically, because we did Impel Down, and they were still One Piece, but they were just not Impel Down characters per se. But yeah, super fun. Cosplayed Luffy. He had the blue vest with the red shorts right after he left Amazon Lily. It was just a blast to be back in cosplay, just have fun with the boys kind of thing. We went to the One Piece gathering, and this is one of the minor complaints I have with the con, is the gathering locations. This one specifically, it was a nice spot, but man, if you're hanging out in the convention center and you have to go to this area, you have to walk around. It's a big distance just to get there. And I guess last year there was this bridge that we passed by, and my friend went to go check to see if it was open, because if it was, it would save like half the time to even get there. So people said it was blocked off. We checked, boom, yeah, it's blocked off, so we had to go around. So if that spot was open, it would have cut our time. That was the only spot I think that was like, geez, like, why is this so far away? Because there's a bunch of other spots like, oh, this one's next to the entrance. This one's like right here, right outside the convention. Why is this so far away? But I mean, I guess it's kind of a good thing it was there, because this was a huge turnout. There were so many people there. It was kind of crazy. And the other spots were not big enough to hold all those people. But yeah, super cool to see all the One Piece cosplays. There were some definitely standouts, like a couple characters from Wano. There was a Saturn, a Sengoku. We saw Vegapunk later in the week. It was impressive to see all the unique cosplays. We ended up going to another meetup, but not in cosplay, but to check it out. But the first one, yeah, there was just a lot of the same characters, and we did the large group photos of like each character, each arc kind of thing. And yeah, overall, it was pretty cool that we went to that. It was a fun time. But the next day, it's like, well, why don't we just go check out this One Piece meetup? One of my friends, she had some ribbons to pass out. They were One Piece themed, so it's like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Why don't we just go check it out? And that one was fantastic. It was well organized. It wasn't as dense, but I also think because it wasn't in the AX guide, and I think it was almost a last minute thing, if I remember right. Like a varying cast of cosplays. It was really cool to see. They went by arc order, and if they were like, hey, if you're from the Impel Down group, go here. And funny enough, there was a second Impel Down cosplay group at the con, and they had their own panel we checked out for a little bit. Let's say like, oh, this buggy's trying to go up, and it's like, oh no, wait, well, you're not Impel Down buggy, this is specifically for Impel Down. It's like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, because there was enough variation in the cosplays to where, yeah, we don't need a second buggy if you're not, because it's going to mess up kind of like the photos in a sense. Just like with earlier, they did the Arlong arc, and there was specifically an Arlong Nami where she was rocking the straw hat and she had the bandages on her arm when she was stabbing her Arlong tattoo. It's like, oh wow, that's crazy. And way more unique cosplays that day too. Like Shirahoshi's mom was there, was a huge standout. There was an Alvida, Big Mom, Katakuri. We even saw a Biscuit. It was cool. And on that day, I was cosplaying Ryu from Street Fighter, specifically his third costume that came out for Street Fighter 6. You'll see that in the thumbnail. But right, he has like the Sukajan, he's got the headband, and he has his red headband tied on his arm, ripped jeans kind of thing. I was like, oh, I could do this. I already have most of the stuff because I did Lei Wulong for a bit from Tekken 7, and I have that Sukajan, so I could just wear that for Ryu. And I was going to bring Lei. Due to circumstances, I couldn't bring a bunch of stuff with me, so I had to cut my cost plans in half. And it sucks because later that day, I bumped into a Tekken group. And I was like, man, I would have probably wore Lei Wulong today. So to backtrack, I mentioned something called Fountain Con. Well, yeah, so night of day 2 is when it started. And so when you're on the main strip of downtown, you pass the convention center, you see it down the road. If you keep going straight, there's the second building, and then in front of that building is a big old fountain. A lot of cosplayers take photos there. That's where most people are going to walk through because there's a bunch of hotels right across the street. So you cut through there, there's this little bridge, boom, you get to the main hall. And that is the spot that this Fountain Con happened at. And basically around, around like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, people just started showing up. The con stuff is kind of done. It's like, okay, let's shift, boom, to the fountain. Everybody's partying. People brought their DJ setups to bump some music. There's like a bartender guy. And yeah, pretty much what you would expect from like all the party rooms. It's all just together right there. Everyone's hanging out, having a good time. We went back again, on night 3 for Saturday. And yeah, it was bumping. And it did not end until, I think like 3:30 at night is when security rolled up and said, all right, guys, it's time to call it. Let's get out of here. I don't remember if we did a 2016 episode. But that was the first time me and Grant went, and that's the first thing we saw. It's like, oh my god, the lobby is just full of people. It's a huge party. It's like, dang, why didn't we just go the whole weekend? Why do we only go one day? Dang it. So we always look forward to that every year. And for Long Beach, that's one thing to look forward to. Is like, oh, dude, Fountain Con. And then, Saturday nights, the Cosplay Deviants, they usually do like their AX dance or AX dance, their anime dance or their rave. They actually had a good DJ in the opening set, so that was cool. And honestly, that was just like a pregame to get you hyped up to boom, move over to Fountain Con when it was time. Last day, super chill. We were all super tired, but it was still fun walking around, getting some last minute stuff. That's when we did the Gamer Subs thing and do all like the trading waifu stickers. Just a real fun time to end it. Got some food and we called it. It was a blast. There was a couple panels we checked out, and that's the fun thing about ALA being a quote-unquote smaller convention compared to Anime Expo, is that there's more fan panels, and those are always pretty fun every time we check them out. Cosplay wrestling, I heard it was a blast this year. As always, they never really disappoint. If you don't know what that is, it's just like all the shit-talking wrestlers do, but it's with cosplayers. And they have like their own story arcs and stuff. They've been doing it for about 10 years now. It's just really cool to see them every time we go to cons. A guy I met, he had his own panel talking about how to make your own setup for rhythm games. And it honestly almost looks like a tutorial to make your own fight stick. Because that's basically what it is. Like, you get all the pieces, all the motherboards, you solder them together and stuff, you get your case, boom. Now you can make your own rhythm game setup, and it's for multiple rhythm games, whatever you want to do at home, and instead of having to go to places like Round 1 and spend all the money playing. And like, there's just a bunch more there. It was super awesome. So yeah, overall, man, it was a blast again. Can't wait to go next year. Thank you again for the press badge, ALA. Super appreciate it. We will be sure to cover it again next time. And definitely recommend, if you want to check out anime conventions and you still don't know where to go, this is the one to go to. If you're going to go for a day or two, make sure it's Friday or Saturday. If not, just stay the whole weekend. It's so worth it. And that'll wrap us up for this episode, guys. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, remember unversepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll be sure to bring those up on future episodes. So thanks, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.